Before we get into it, let's talk Manscaped.
Yeah.
This episode today is brought to you by Manscaped. Doug, I know you've had the opportunity now to test out the Lawnmower 4.0. What we saying?
Like, the Lawnmower 4.0 does the damn business. Listen, if you don't know, P's there holding it up. Listen, if you don't know Manscaped, shout out Manscaped.
Get involved.
Get involved. Listen, you know the drill. If you use the code winners, you get 20% off, and I'm telling you right now, the thing's
free
worth
shipping.
It. Listen, no snip. I don't know how it works, bro, but I got no cuts, no.
You see what I was trying to tell you?
No, nothing like.
It's different,
it's different. Now my thing's looking. Now my thing, bro. It's like I got close shave already. But now I got a close shave. I'm out here looking like something out of
skin fade thing.
Braziers or something, you know, like I'm out here like looking professional.
Proper.
You know what I'm saying?
Like man got the proper, like it was a Veet thing or
Veet
something.
thing.
Like it's a Veet thing.
Like I'm getting paid for this shit. You get what I'm saying?
Super smooth, sleek, tough.
You know, like that. Like I'm getting paid. Like
you're on job.
Like I'm on job. Like I got to shoot. I might shoot something later. Still, you know, like that.
Yeah. Girls are saying, well, God, like how does have you had any like moments like with female?
Yeah. Listen, it's appreciative.
They're appreciating it.
Come on, man. Man was always handling my business with that.
But the
it's
man,
like,
we say
now it's even closer.
Manscaped's taking it to a next level. The
next
4.0.
Up my thing differently.
Because listen, I've said it. We
literally.
Said it
excuse the pun.
Yeah. We said it like I know. Palm said he'd been using. What, you haven't got onto the Manscaped 4.0 yet, have you? You said you're using some. What are you using?
Normal clippers.
Nah.
Come on.
Get out of here.
Get out of here.
Get the fuck out of here, man. Get out of here,
Come
man.
on, bro. No, we've got to move with the times. The Manscaped 4.0, the lawnmower, blood.
The lawnmower.
There's all other sorts of little bits as well for you frowsy balls, man. There's some kind of like, balls deodorant and everything there. Your shit will be patterned different.
Check the website out.
Check the website and make sure you use the code winners. The code's in the description. The link's in the description. Yeah. On right now as you watch this video.
The boxes are fresh.
Listen, t-shirts, boxes, whatever you want. But use the link in the description. Use the code winners. Get 20% off. That's no joke. 20% off's a big thing, blood. That's taking it from. Go on.
I was gonna say, because we're talking hygiene here. This is
let
big,
them
like, and we're big on this is hygiene. So for the people that follow our show and do what they're doing, for
Masculine
the man, masculine shit, it's all about keeping your thing trim, pattern, looked after. The gallon would appreciate it. You don't even understand. These are things they talk about in their WhatsApp groups,
ladies,
and all these madnesses.
You
there.
know
You get what I'm saying?
You're so right, ladies. Let's just say this. Sometimes he's not gonna get the hint. Just buy him one. Use the code winners. Use the code winners.
Yeah.
Get your 20% off. Yeah. That's coming with love from myself, Pounce the Lotions, and Big Doug to the ladies. We're patterning you up. You're like, his
birthday's coming.
Yeah. He's not taking the hint. So just copy him that and say to him, just go use it. You know what I mean? Just here you go.
Yeah, man.
Here you go. Manscaped has patterned you up. Big. But anyway, large up Manscaped every time. And it's out of that. It's into this. It's Winners Talking podcast. We're back with another one.
Winners Talking.
Where's my camera? Well, I'm looking at you anyway.
Your camera's there still, so I pay it no mind. It's just on you all the time, fam. If you want to look straight into it, it's in front of you. But yeah, me and you and Doug, whatever, as long as we can see each other. You can see Doug as well, innit? Yeah, man, we're good. Winners Talking podcast, we're in. Big PS, Paul Sterling, the hustler. Big Dougie Doug. They are another one. You blessed?
Yeah, man.
All right. Big guest in the building. You know I like to celebrate the originals. You know I try to bring the pioneers through the door.
Trust me.
People that I feel and people that have been part of the culture. Because to me, the culture don't get celebrated enough.
Trust me.
Certain men have been in this thing a long time.
Long time, big man.
Planted the seeds that have grown into what's going on now. Put work in before a lot of man was putting work in. I got one of them in here now today. It's part of one of the biggest collective for me to come. For me, I think the greatest collective to come out of the UK as far as the grime scene. I have to give them the number one
and
spot.
Still doing it.
You understand? And he was part of the building of this and still part of it now. Big producer. Man like Jammer in the building.
Yes.
What you saying to my family?
Yes, man. Then well, go on. You good, yeah?
Love for coming down, G.
Come on. You know what it is.
What you saying to me? Everything good?
Everything's good, man. Everything's good. You get me? Just grinding. No, you don't stop. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And just trying to make more moments. You get what I'm saying? Build more, because like you said, we've been doing this a long time, and
a long time.
The vision that man had then has manifested more than what we could even imagine. So with knowing that and having that kind of power behind the thought process now, it's only bigger and better things that we can do. So man's onto new ventures, pushing new things.
Come on.
And just kind of trying to inspire the youth more, because we come from an era where there wasn't a lot, and a lot of things were going on, and there's still things going on now, but there's different ways to do things, and there's more opportunities now.
Way more. Way more opportunities.
There's more opportunities. There's more, platforms. Obviously, social media has its bad parts, but it also has its good parts. You know what I'm saying? You can connect with people all across the world. So I think now's the best time to kind of push out and inspire more. You get what I'm saying?
Talk the things. For those that don't know, tell the people them who JME is, some of the tracks that you produce, and what collective it is that I'm talking about. I'll let you say the name. Go on, let them know.
You know already. Representing, you get me? It's JME, boy better know. I would say tracks-wise, a lot of people, they know some stuff, but a lot of the foundation artists that are the cornerstones of today,
right.
Before they even had a sound to spit on, it was me crafting the beats behind the scenes.
I know this. That's why I said I want you to lay it out for them, because I know a lot of times people don't know what's built. People don't know that Pharrell was with SWV and all them kind of things. So you're nodding because you're a music man, so you know what I'm dealing.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Go on, lay it out on some of the artists and what you're saying.
Well, from Kano to DWE to Lady Dynamite, Kalashnikov, the whole of Nasty Crew on the whole. I produced for a lot of the stuff for Roll Deep, and like a lot of rappers that kind of were before the rap scene today. You get what I'm saying? So it's like my catalogue so big, it's even hard for me to pull it off out of my head. You get what I'm saying?
But that's just to name just a few.
But that's just a few. But naturally, as we talk, things will come up. You get what I'm saying?
Exactly. And we bust a champagne to JME in the building and to the originals.
Come on, we celebrate. We celebrate.
We must celebrate. We must celebrate. Carry on, my friend.
Yeah. So like, with that being said, it's like I just love to see the youth now being able to come through and do their thing and kind of be able to kick down new doors without having to kind of do as much, taking themselves out of who they are. Because if you look at like the scene when a lot of men were coming through, like even like you look at people that were coming from the underground, like Tinchy. He had like, he was like 13, 14 coming to like Stratford Rex, Palace Pavilion, Caesars, all these places that were very street, gully spots, right? But then at a time there was like the radio, man were making so much noise, but the mainstream radio still wasn't kind of letting that music come through and kind of excel to where it needed to excel. And a lot of artists had to kind of compromise their sound to feed their family. You understand what I'm saying? And even with like, you got artists like Dizzy Rascal, pioneer, great artist, and done and smashed the mainstream. He's done things that kind of are on the level of any major worldwide artist. Gone from having like 5 independent #1s on his label, but that comes from a radio set, And I love to see now like the popular culture is naturally the man them. You get me? And when I say the man them, I even mean the youth, because they're just kind of, it's all about carrying on tradition, and when you set tradition and you set the wave, it's for the next generation to kind of take that to the next level. But I think for us as kind of pillars that have been doing it for a long time. My main kind of thing now is the business ownership. What's going on behind the scenes, you know? And I think a lot, like with the BBK situation, I think what was great is like there was so much heights that we reached and broke barriers, and even kind of when we went to America and done the whole America journey, where kind of labels had to come and be like, they weren't getting a look in, because it was a situation where even like where at the time when Gig couldn't perform in London, if we got a big show, he's running out and doing Man Don't Care About That with JME. And it got to the stage where it's like, hold on, this is middle class white kids celebrating man's thing. Nothing's happening here. You know, this is it. You know what I'm saying? So I think like now with labels having to kind of take a back seat in almost like in a way, and kind of saying, all right, you know what, you man have the 80% and we'll just take the 20.
So you not doing that all like independently back then? That was all independent.
Enough man are saying they're doing things independent, but
like, nah, we know. We know some T's and I's got crossed, some dotted lines got signed. Yeah.
So I think, like I said, it's all about inspiring people to kind of go for their dreams. That's the main goal. You know what I'm saying? And where we come from, like, I'll be real, like how. Like I said, I set up the first distribution company, underground distribution company in the hood. So I was distributing everyone's records. I wasn't just making the records. That's one thing. But then building the platforms like Lord of the Mics and being instrumentally behind Lord of the Decks and putting the faces to the names. And then also taking those songs and records and taking them up and down the country and distributing it. Because I used to work in a record distribute. Only had one job in my life, but I was in a record distribution company and I learned the business of distribution. And I thought, I can add that to what we got here. And it's basically, to be real, it was a shotter's mentality, but it's just transferable skills. You understand what I'm saying? So it's just like, man's got this vinyl, this is like a £10 draw score, but you can't get nicked. So we can jump on the road with some boxes and put it out there. And put it out there. So man kind of just took that mentality, because I always saw past that. I knew a lot of people were doing that because it was just a way, like a means to kind of getting bread and kind of surviving in the place that, you know, we grew up in, that there wasn't a lot of opportunities, you know what I'm saying? There was not many man made it out, you know what I'm saying?
And jammer, that's where we're going to take it to now, because I'm seasoned jammer, professional, in the loafers, is talking very... You're on your job here. We're taking it back to the trenches now. We're taking it back to the trenches now, Jammer. I bucked Jammer first time, I think it was about 2004, maybe even earlier, I don't know. He came studio with Chris, I think it was.
Yeah, what, Capo?
Yeah. When came studio with Chris, because Chris was my uncle's brethren's nephew. Came studio with the man and never met Jammer before. It weren't Jammer them times. It was just Jammer, but not big Jammer. So these times we're on road. Man, them, you know them ones where you're not really going studio. It's like man and me at the studio. You go studio, you're trying the thing.
Yeah.
Chris has come with this guy Jammer. Jammer come with a little coolie girlfriend, which you told me now that turned into your baby mother.
Yeah.
You know me, I'm a memory man, innit? So we're in there, you know, bag of shotters in there trying to make a one tune. Man don't know nothing about music. Jammers. I'm being real with it. You Lex, you remember the times. Man don't know fuck all about music, innit? Man's got a one rhythm, but man's on it just talking fuckery, innit? So fucking, that was kind of just sitting in the back, sitting in the corner, I remember. He had like a long coat on and an umbrella. Memory again, like fucking. Do you remember the time?
Yeah,
a long fucking green like mat coat and an umbrella. And he's like giving his input, and then we finished, and he went, "The tune's all right still." He goes, "But I'm telling you lot now, your producer will flop you. Your producer will flop you." I always remember this in my head because I was thinking, this nigga don't care. He's just come back, man, for the first time. The producer this time is Bennett, you know, and he's not caring, you know. He's saying it bareface in front of him. He's saying like, he's telling the man there bareface. He's gonna flop you. I'm like, who's this done? Like, I remember afterwards, I think I dropped you lot, maybe train station. You know, you remember, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah, I dropped them. So I was dropping them. Then I didn't really see man again or whatever. But a man made an impact with me. You understand? And I think that mentality there of like, you're very outspoken. You've always been very outspoken. You understand? And also that showed me as well, you've always believed in yourself from then. Because you was talking like you was the shit. You see what I'm trying to say? I lie.
Yeah, 100%.
So them times there, I think that was before anything was real. What was going on behind the scenes because we was in South, innit? You've come from East, but I'm guessing you're already with Skepta, these man and all that already. What's going on your side that's giving you this confidence of like?
Because when I was coming up, and I was on the block with the man them, and I'm telling them, yo,
where's the block? Where's the block for you? Where's you, man?
Cattle, Leytonstone, and then obviously it stems out Thatcher House, Leyton,
let them know.
Forest Gate, all round, you know, Walthamstow. There's all different sets and kind of spaces, but I'm good in all that kind of region. You know what I'm saying? And I'll be real, the mentality at that time with the man, when I'm telling man, yo, man's gonna do this music thing, man's like semi-laughing man down. You get what I'm saying? So my mentality was like, oh, but in my head, I know that this angle and this thing that man's feeling and man's got, it's from a real place. You get me? And I think
some things are unexplainable.
It's unexplainable. You get what I'm saying? And that's why I said the manifestation of what I can see now is why I'm so solid in my thoughts and my ideas and when I push forward. Because if I'd listened to a lot of things, like I said, doubt is the biggest cancer to success.
Come on.
You get what I'm saying? So man had a ideology of, if you believe in it enough, obviously there's a difference between something that's shit and something that's not. But if you know that this is the thing or this is not the thing, you got to speak out and believe in what you're saying. You understand what I'm saying? And even what you're saying back to like me speaking out in the thing, it was almost like I'm almost trying to give the producer a battery in his back. Because you see, when man was saying to me, nah, that's not the thing, I went ham. You understand?
Yeah. Fully.
So it made me go harder.
Yeah.
Like rather, like you don't want to bag a yes men are dangerous.
Very.
Yeah.
Very.
I've been in even in a later stage of my career when I'm popping. I started to notice that man will just say, yeah, it's cool, because they want to get on the bus to the show. They want to come. They want to be around. So they're not really going to tell you, that's not making sense. You get what I'm saying? That's why if you see me with someone, it's solid people. Do you get what I'm saying? Because like my guy Pitt, he will tell me, Jam, that's not right, fam. That's chips.
Nah, fully.
You're moving
when you're
mad.
coming up them times, where's Skepta, JME?
So Skepta and JME came a little bit after that. Well, no, actually, if it's 2004, 2005, I was just thinking.
Nah, you know what?
Yeah.
It's before then.
It's before, because
it's definitely before.
Yeah, it's definitely before. It was 2002.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Yeah, 100%.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. You're looking at a 2-decade. You see, this is what I'm trying to say in this room, on certain things. Nothing's overnight, but longevity is a great thing. You understand what I'm trying to say? Like, we're talking, we don't know what's going on. We don't know each other like that. But by chance, Pound Sterling and Jammer are in a studio together. You understand? Then we've gone off completely different directions. We've seen what each other's doing as things move along, and now we're sitting here right now. You understand? But sorry to cut you. Go on to tell me.
But that's the respect, because even when I bucked you at the gigs thing, I said, I've been seeing the thing, and I love what you're going in with. And you know what? When I'm doing something and I'm back on my run, I'm gonna come in.
That was at the Hennessy thing. You said that to me. Yeah, I remember.
Because number one thing is we have to support our people. This is what we tend to do a lot. You know, a lot of people run to the thing what they think shiny or what can help them or whatever. But the main thing is we got to help ourselves. You get me? We got to support each other and make people know that our thing's solid inside, from the inside. You get what I'm saying? Because when it's not solid from the inside, that's when people can pull strings and pop down your thing.
That's right.
You get what I'm saying?
That's right.
And it's like, right now, I'm at a stage of even like, I've been through a lot. I've most probably had 9 careers, maybe more. You get what I'm saying? Different stages, producer, MC, platform builder, pioneer, different parts, you know, A&Ring, you know, distribution company. So these are all different kind of eras of Jammer, you know what I'm saying? And I've kind of learned so much. Like, I'm at a stage now where I'm at the refining. I'm like fine wine. I'm just simmering up my thing to be able to kind of sit back for the next 10 years and kind of reap the benefits of what man's built. Because a lot of people, they build up the thing, and then in the end, it's some other guy from Surrey that kind of just been watching from the outside and said, yeah, it's coming, bam, 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 bam. And then he's just eating, and he's nothing to do with it. Nothing to do with it. It wasn't there. Was never in the trenches. Don't know nothing about the culture. Never fell on his face because he's putting his own money in his pocket into the thing. You get me? A lot of man
don't know about. Listen, we had to put our own money up.
Yeah.
I lie?
Yeah.
For everything. It could be for the smallest of things you might think, but pressing up CDs, flipping studio equipment, studio time, whatever. You was doing all of that. What was the early days, Grime, when you're first going? I'm guessing before you lot turned it to recording, was it Dex and MCing?
Yeah. So I like JME's lyric. He's got a lyric.
Shout out JME, one of the coldest MCs to touch mic out in the world.
You see 2 decks of the mixer, but I see the bigger picture. And that lyric always stuck with me because it was the bedroom set culture. Remember when your virgin just had a little set up in his room?
Yeah.
And
shout out Nicholas. Nicholas was the one of the man there with the little bedroom set. Come on. Go on, carry on.
Everyone had their little setup, and I feel like you kind of knew who was going to be the guys from that kind of set anyway. Like, people, you had the standout person, the standout DJ or the standout MC. And I think our thing, like when I look at it, I was talking to DW, and it's basically like man's thing is built off love. Even though we're from the hood and it's rugged, there's a certain element of love there. You get what I'm saying? And support. I think it's got a lot better now. Like, as man have grown, man will like I remember I used to go to areas of that, and the manager screwing me in it, and I'm thinking, what go on? Like, I don't know if I'm gonna get rushed, if I'm gonna get shot, but man really just wanna say, yo, blood, your thing's hard, you know. But they don't know how to break down that barrier, because we got a culture. It's like, oh, why are you breading my man for? Why are you breading my man? Like, because that breading culture is also dangerous, because I think now when we go to places, we link up different. Everybody's showing love, and it's much more elevating. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think, like, even what you're saying, like, back to like what you're asking me about what was going on in them times. It's like from 2002, we were straight building, trying to go to every corner. I had, like you said, Capo was related to your peoples, and we'll go over there. If we know we got a link over in east, west, north, south, you get me? There's a different man in a corner that man know. Let's try and make a connection. And a lot of that even stops certain passes and beefs when you're out in a dance. A man knows a man, and a man, you know what, that can't run, because and that's what started to build the thing. You get what I'm saying? That's actually what started to build the thing. So even with like with Skep, me and him I don't know if a lot of people don't really know, but we started, we had a rap battle in the beginning.
Didn't know that.
You get me? So Skepta came in the game as a rapper. You get me? So we had a rap battle on a DVD called Hood Heroes, which was owned by Obi, Big Nasty's manager.
Okay, shout out Obi, right? Not Obi. Yeah.
So imagine that. So they've gone from that Hood Heroes DVD to now producing one of the biggest shows on TV. You understand what I'm saying? So from then, me and him's gone back and forth, and I remember me and Bigger Man done a dub for him, and it was Commander B's show, what used to get played on the War Report.
Original, I remember that show, big show for that.
Yeah.
Clashing and all that stuff.
Yeah. That's even the same show that Asher D and Dizzy Rascal and them not had their thing on. And so man's dropped a dub, and man's dissed JME, which is Skep's brother. And then Skep said, nah, you know what? Man can't really diss my brother. You get what I'm saying? It's my little brother. So he said, man, where are you? Man's coming to see you. You get me? So man's thinking, what? Man, like, so obviously man's made a couple phone calls to my guys. You get me? Got Pitt, slew them at Chronic, couple other man, as he was around. said, yeah, the Skepta guy's saying he's coming to the ends. You get me? So them man have linked me. But man's thinking he's going to pull up with bare dons. You get me? He just pulled up on his ones. And he's like, listen, if we're clashing, it's between me and you, leave my little brother out of it. But we ended up just reasoning.
Did you clash?
We had the clash.
Did you lose
previous? Huh?
Did you lose Jabba?
No, you know what? I don't think it was a lose or win situation. It was actually a win-win because look, we ended up linking up.
Kind of thing.
You get me? We ended up linking up. I ended up we took over East and North. Yeah. And we become the greatest things from
over the fucking world.
Yeah, but it started off taking over that. You understand what I'm saying? But it just shows you how sometimes it's negative to positive. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's really about. You know what I'm saying? Even
when you was battling that day or whatever it was, it's early, so early, don't count now. But could you see like the talent of like, because see like how you sat in the studio, I was like, your producer will flop you.
Yeah.
Could you see something in Skepta where you're like,
I wouldn't have battled him if I didn't.
Okay.
That's the whole point. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of people don't understand with battling is like, it's when you actually, if I'm playing someone at FIFA, I don't want to play the shit guy. I want to play the guy that's good because I'm going to get better. You understand what I'm saying? So, man saw the talent in both of them. You get what I'm saying? And
because you already kind of sent for JME.
Yeah, exactly. And JME was the big MC.
See, that's the thing. And sorry to cut you. We didn't really know Grime like that on our bit. We weren't really doing Grime that deep. So that was more East London thing. Like, so this is interesting to me to hear the breakdown of it because like to know,
rapping.
All down there it was all rap. That was the divide. That was the divide as well. I think even to go back to what you were saying about man breading man and this, that, the other, and not wanting to bread. Brothers used to look at Grime brothers a certain kind of way, like it was not sneaky, but like they didn't see them as like, you know what I'm trying to say. They didn't see them as like serious brothers.
But because we didn't understand it, and on top of it, like you man had your own thing going on over there.
Yeah,
so it was like, and it wasn't
because we didn't
like
get it
because man weren't breading each other or showing love. It's like you man have got your thing. Do you get what I'm saying? And no one can't really get in and getting involved. And a few man did start to do a little Grime on the end, but it was like
it was seen a certain way,
kind of east and north is there, and south is you get
because I think with the rapper brothers, they would come more to speak to you. They would come more and be like, yeah. It's like, but you didn't want to say it to them, man. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, no,
it's like they didn't want to say it to them,
man.
Like, your thing's hard, you know. But with the man them, they'll see the man them and be like, yeah, done no, you man. Yeah. You see what I'm trying to say? But
Grime,
the more we grew,
I was gonna say with Grime as well, because you man will always like you go on radio, you man are always like you spit in cypher, but you send me the bars are kind of directed. It's kind of like the man beside you that's maybe taking the mic off. You might be spitting and it's kind of directed at him. So it's like you can't really then, I suppose, go and be like, you know what, you're heavy, you know. The next week he's gonna think, right, man, loving man off.
I think he took time to catch up as well because the first ones we resonated to from the fucking Grime scene was the bangers, in like we was all Crazy Titch. The man them used to fuck when you started when it was Grease. You understand what I'm trying to say? But then as life goes on, everyone started to say, right, Skepta's fucking hard, you know. This one's hard, you know. What is that? You know what I'm saying? In depth.
But the funny thing about that is, the same way like drill is now, that was going on within the Grime scene. Fam, it was greasy. There's a lot of grease happening, and even to go and push the music, you had to go to certain ends that certain man couldn't go. You couldn't go there. Like even certain like where radio sets were set up in certain flats in South, it's in the crackhead's house in this block. You had to go there. You understand what I'm saying to you? So, but obviously,
you lot was going through all the things that we was going through, bro.
Exactly.
Nothing was different, you know. Nothing was going different. It was just a different kind. It was just bridging the gap. Carry on what you're saying.
And also the sound of it was new to everybody. Where hip hop, obviously, the origins of hip hop are from America, and people understood what it was about. And then you can also directly see the road culture through the hip hop. Where Grime was a bit faster and man are moving a little bit different. And even though he's saying a thing, it's like, what's this, man? It's some kiddie music.
It worked. It's like you man actually did change the sound.
Before we get back to where you was then, and we're going to come back to where you were, you Skepta, this, that, the other. These man, the whole scene is these man. Now, like 90% of it, these man that you see in the DVDs with these man doing up Grime, look how rated they are. Skepta and JME, Bizzle, Big Nasty,
Kano.
It goes on. The list is endless. You understand? But some people might overlook this. All stems back from them. But let's rewind again. Go back to where we was.
Yeah.
Right. You and Skepta connected now.
Yeah, we connected and we were doing our thing. But obviously, before we just connected, obviously I was doing the whole Nasty Crew thing. Then that kind of it came to an end because obviously Marcus came out. And then there was some issues there, and kind of man kind of got into it with him. And then in my kind of ends, there was some serious guys, slew them crew, and obviously my guy, my pits on the right of me. And when that was going on now, it's like them man were kind of like, you know what? Nah, we don't like this. You can't really trouble jam like that. You get what I'm saying? So they were kind of more gravitating to my thing to kind of say, you know what, we're over here now. So if them man have got a problem with you, they got a problem with us. You get me? So I started to kind of naturally just be a part of that clique. But then I had the Neckle Camp crew, which was kind of the youngers that I was bringing up. And then,
because I just asked, was Kano in Nasty Crew when you was Nasty Crew?
Yeah, of course. I basically recruited Kano to Nasty Crew with Sharky Major because we had to pick out a Dizzy Rascal and Kano, which one we was gonna have in the crew.
Swear down.
Yeah, and we had like a kind of sitting in my studio, listening to their tapes.
You hear how important the man is to the culture.
Yeah, trust me. Yeah.
It's what I'm saying. I don't mean to keep cutting you, but I want the people them to understand the part you've played and how
plus man's dropping jokes, because obviously from one side man used to listen to a lot of it back in the day, but actually hearing the ins and outs behind it,
I need to know the history of it. Let's take a moment, shout out Daps, because I know he's waiting to say it, because he hit me today and said you got to ask him about how come he was from I know, but I'm saying you were right, because I said he was like, you got to ask him about how come he went from crew to crew, and I was like, no, he didn't. He was inspired better. No, so yeah, that's broken down. Continue, family.
So obviously, but even at that time,
so Dap said, why can't you take Kano and Dizzy?
Yeah, why can't we take both?
Well, looking back now, I should have. In hindsight, but it was kind of a thing. I'll break that down a little bit for you as well. And you can listen back to the sets and kind of like, you know, if you know like monumental moments and sets. Dizzy Rascal was kind of like Nasty Crew, but unspoken anyway, because he kind of loved. He was a fan of like Sharky Major. You know, he used to look up to Sharky Major a lot because he was a lyricist.
There's a lot of sets of Sharky,
and he used to look up to Esco, which was in Slew Them Crew, R.I.P.S. So he was kind of coming on the sets anyway and making noise, and he was kind of around man and with man. So it kind of, and obviously he was from Bow, so he was kind of like in Wiley's corner, which is Bowie Free. You get what I'm saying? So it kind of like, and where Kano was from Newham and Nasty Crew, most of the members were from Newham, it was kind of naturally like, we'll put Kane because he's from kind of the same set, you know what I mean?
That was more, Wiley was like more page you go then, isn't it?
No, Wiley he was page you go, but he was kind of forming the Roll Deep movement.
Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah.
But then obviously when that little moment kind of happened, it's kind of like Wiley kind of just said, just Dizzy, come, we're gonna do this.
That's when you've taken Kane.
Yeah,
got you.
That's when I made Take You Out.
Yeah.
You get me? And we was in the studio. I think that was one of the first days Kano came to the studio.
Shout out
for
Kane.
the session. Big up Kane.
One of the coldest.
Coldest. Before his time as well, you know.
MCs to come out of the UK.
Because even Gig said to me, as long as I could remember, he was always screaming Kano's name. He's gonna be the greatest, really. But it was a thing like when I heard Kano, he was like a lyricist. You get what I'm saying? Like,
most definitely.
Like the level of Jay-Z, like how he was rapping over it. Remember, Grime was fast, so how he was articulating himself, it was just so different to me. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like this is something that man need to champion. You get what I'm saying? And it was more of a thing like, I was in the studio and was making that record, and I was like, if we put Kano on the end of this and make him come and spaz, it's gonna change the game. And then Take You Out dropped, and that was it. That was like Kano had Boys Love Girls, which I put out. It was his first record. I released
I
it.
remember that. Yeah.
On Jamaica the World Recordings.
You produced that then, yeah?
No, I signed it to the label at the time. Obviously, we
Big tune.
like
Big
and
tune,
put it out. You got what I'm saying? I produced the B-side, but obviously that record was floating on radio, and that's one of the reasons why man kind of wanted to to take him and help him as well. Yeah. But Dizzy kind of like, it was weird because Dizzy had a couple more songs than Kano at that time.
Yeah.
But Kano only really had Boys Love Girls, but then he had bare lyrics, you get what I'm saying? Yeah. So then put him on the end of that record, then that started to pop, and then the whole Nasty Crew thing, and then we just started to flood ends and go to places and work. But it's like, that was happening, and then kind of that went on for a while, and then kind of fizzled out because of the scenario, kind of like same thing, hood politics. And then man started to do, kind of, cause I went from having 20 MCs in the studio a day to none.
This is when you left Nasty Crew, you're talking?
Yeah.
Yeah, go on.
I had bare beats and vibes. So I just started to spit on my own thing, because I was working with my brother named DM, and he was like, "No, man, you have to spit lyrics." And I was like, "No, man, don't already." He's like, "Blood, you got it," because I used to help him write bars and that.
Yeah.
So that kind of escalated. Then I made Merky Man. And then
I was gonna say that, but was it that early that you made Merky?
2005.
Yeah.
Merky Man's a big tune, you know.
Yeah.
You know that.
Yeah, it's still a banger now.
You know
that still will tear off now.
Not a lot of man have got tunes from then that you can play now that is crossed over to the new generation and still slaps. You understand?
Slaps, yeah.
How many tunes you make before you drop Merky Man?
I reckon like 3 or something.
Yeah, you're big. You're big. Because Merky Man was a mad tune.
But that changed everything for me.
Established man differently.
Obviously, man was a producer before that. Man wasn't really trying to be an MC. But what that helped to do is that helped to get me into certain places, and that's how kind of that tune was popping all up and down the country. So
where did Merky Man come from?
I was in my brethren's yard, and I used to say like little words, innit? Like, it was literally, we're chilling with Bear Man from Sludham, and someone was getting cussed, you know, like old school cussing matches. And mum was like, "Oh, you're getting merkled, you're getting neckled." And man used to say, "Yeah, man's smoking the neck, like neckle." You get me? So, but my brethren was like, "You need to make a lyric out of that." You get what I'm saying? And then just fucking around with it, and bam, it just came. You get what I'm saying? And but I kind of had the bar anyway, and then one day Wiley came with Maximum, obviously BBK DJ Maximum came. He was like, "Listen, you need to say that lyric on this instrumental for Maximum for the radio." So I was like, I'm thinking, what are you man talking about, man? Like, what's all this? Like, but cause it's family, I'm just like, all right, you know what? Let me lace the thing. I laced the dub. Gave it to Max. Cut it. Remember them times that you burn it onto CD?
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, burnt him a CD. And I just went back about my business. Didn't think nothing of it. That night, my phone is going ham. I'm thinking someone died. I'm like, what's...
Yeah.
It's every DJ like, we need this tune. And kind of that's when I knew, yo, we're onto something here. And it's funny because it didn't have a chorus. It was just a freestyle. It was just a long freestyle. And every time I was going to the rave and I was saying it, that bit was doing the mad thing. So Skep was like, yo, he needs to go back to the studio, cut these verses into 16s and put that bit in between everything. So we cut that, put it back in between everything, and then we cut the dub again, started giving it out to DJs again. It went mad. After that, it was gone. Like, so one man, but remember, them times there, you could have a tune for a year before you shoot a video. A year and a half. You get what I'm saying?
I was hearing that long before you shot video.
Yeah, exactly. Long. You get me? So
sometimes you could.
Beating off radio, beating off the dances. So man, them times there, remember, so Capo.
Shout out Capo.
Yeah, big up Capo.
Every time.
Yes, because he was a visionist as well, right? And he knew a guy named Mo, who was a video director. And he was like, yeah, man, we need to get this guy Mo. Then he bought Mo, and Mo shot Pow the first Power video before it got signed.
You know what? I remember hearing about all of this. But you know when you're with the man, them and man's like, I'm with my uncle and them, and he's like, yeah, my nephew just did the Power and he's doing. Carry on.
Yeah, so
carry on. It's mad hearing you say it now from your side. Go on.
The reality, you get me?
Yeah, shit's real like that.
Real life, you get me? So he was on a thing like, yo, this guy, he brought him to Biz, and then they shot the video. But remember, I'm just watching this now. I'm thinking, so I'm watching the video. Then the video, remember, these times there, you couldn't have a video. You had to be signed to a record label. You couldn't. No one had videos. Like, so I'm pre-ing this now. I'm watching this pan out. Videos shot now. But remember, we had the DVD, Lord of the Decks. So the video, remember them times, you'd interview a crew, and then you would put their either music video or a freestyle of them and their crew spitting at the end of the interview. Now this tune is going mad now because it's come out on the DVD. I don't even know. I think Channel U might have...
No, they was playing it.
It was just surfacing.
You started surfacing.
It's just surfacing, yeah?
I mean, that's where I saw it.
Yeah, it was just surfacing. So, but remember, that was almost brand new, yeah? But the DVDs was where you used to see everything first before, you get what I'm saying? But then the one TV channel we got that's representing us, it went on there. That was it. I was looking at this thinking, this is a mad thing.
Yeah,
so when that happened now, remember, my thing's still beating, so I'm thinking, I need a video. But I need it to be, I don't want it just man them standing in the ends. You get me? So remember, Merky Man is about, it's a robbers tune, isn't it? It's a man will come to your ends of circle, man. Jack man for the green and purple, man. It's a robbers tune. That's what it's about. But them times there, obviously, you know, if you've done too much, you get shut down. Like, so man was thinking, how can man do this where they don't even know what man's saying? And I thought, yeah, I need to do the superhero thing. So I got the idea. I went to my brother in Cavanch and I said to him, yo, I need the suit. I need the suit like this for this guy. It needs to be green and purple. This is the character. And then he chopped it up for me. I went back to see him. I saw the suit. I was like, yeah, this is mad. Yeah. And then I said to Capo, we need to link Mo. Obviously, he shot Pow. So I said, all right, link Mo. Bam, shot the video. New life again. Gone now. Because I remember Swiss had Cry, which was the biggest tune to me, yeah? And I remember that year, he didn't make it to MTV. Remember, to get onto MTV...
It was a mad thing.
You
had to be labelled up.
Yeah, labelled. You had to have...
Everything.
Yeah, so I remember, I'm thinking, but Swiss's tune, Cry, was my favourite tune at that time. And I was like, right. I heard someone said to me, yeah, they've got this preview thing of they're trying to get new... Because obviously, Channel U's popping so much. MTV need to fix up because they're lacking now. People, it's like all like pop stuff on like the box MTV. They were watered down a little bit. You get me? So they were previewing videos to go on MTV, and then I got the call back to say that my thing went through, and no other things went through, and then that was another level to the thing now. But when all that was happening, it was like, I was around everyone, innit? I was around the Sludem, I was around Skepta, Meridian crew, because they were still Meridian crew at that time. And obviously now man's flying around. Now man's got shows. Well, I'm doing the shows, then everyone's coming on the set after and just murking. You get what I'm saying? So it was like an elevational moment, that song, for like just the scene in general. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then we kind of just progressed on to kind of being more together, because obviously I wasn't Roll Deep. Now Wiley was doing his thing and me and Wiley were always close, so we was just all bouncing around each other. So but the basement, you know, was kind of a pinnacle place, or like a hub where everybody was linking up. So like the kind of relationships grew kind of from around that. You know, we were still at radio or whatever, but we were spending a lot more time there. And I think like naturally that whole situation of us lot being together and then progressing into Boy Better Know was kind of just like happening naturally, organically. You get me?
See that basement? Whose basement is it?
That's the basement of my mum and dad's crib.
I thought so. That's why I said, because of the way I thought that, because you said the basement, I wasn't 100% sure. Okay, yeah, I thought that. All right, carry on. Because that's an iconic. That house is reduced itself for mad peas at certain times.
The other day they just gave us a heritage plaque. You know,
they have to. Yeah. Salute to that.
Yeah.
And salute to
mum and
your
dad.
parents for support. You understand, for supporting.
They understood, innit? At them times there, it was. A lot of men were getting in trouble. Remember, government funding pulled funding for the youth clubs.
Yeah.
Remember, we was always at the youth club, and the youth club sometimes would have the decks and that in the youth club, and the little music set up, and obviously football and basketball and what's not. So a man would try and go there to stay off the road, stay out of trouble. But it's like when the government pulled the funding, there was nowhere for man to go again. Couple man were getting into certain things. It was just getting a bit messy. So man was just more like, you know what? Man, I said to my mum, what, can we set up a thing? And she was like, yeah, my dad was like, yeah, man, set up the thing. You get me? Because you know how Rastas are already.
Yeah.
Smoke the weed in the house, don't smoke it on the corner because they're going to give you something else.
Them times there's just the man them linking up. It's not, you're not even thinking too far ahead them times. You're just, man them are linking. All right, so go on. How's it turned into Boy Better Know now? How did that start coming together?
Well, you know, like, when I done the Merky man thing, I remember Dizzy was gone, innit? Because he already got signed for Boy in the Corner, won a Mercury, he disappeared, he was out of it. And I remember my phone ringing, and he's like, yeah, fuck one. I'm like, yeah. You know, remember those days of prank calls?
Yeah.
I figured who is this? He's like, it's Dizzy. I'm like, it's not Dizzy, man. You're prank calling, man. You get what I'm saying? And I put the phone down, and he rang back again. And then he's like, blood, what you doing, man? I said, this is not Dizzy, bruv. All right, spit a bar then, innit? And he's like, stop that, start that, get that, what? I was like, fuck it, all this, one. Yeah, and he was like, blood, that tune Merky, man, blood, it's a mad thing. Like, man need to jump on a remix. So I'm thinking, all right. He was like, yeah, but remember, I'm like, all right, cool. Man's gonna link you. So I flew up there with Capo. And then we recorded, me, Dizzy, and D-Double recorded a Merky Man remix. And then I didn't even know what was going on in the time, because he was like, yeah, man need you on maths and English, all that. I didn't know what the fuck this guy was talking about, but that was his next album. You get what I'm saying? So we made a song called Lemon. You get me? And it was for the album, but obviously it's like, you remember that tune, Path the Magic, like that cartoon, but they wouldn't clear it, so he was going through that. But then he was like, you know what, fuck it, they didn't clear it, but just come on tour with man, innit? So then bam, from there, from clubs and whatever, sidewinders, this, that, man's in front of 70,000 people now. But remember, Dizzy had that, from the mainstream success, what he had. So man was running out on it the first time I said, raw, like 70,000 people, Reading and Leeds Festival. You get me? So now I'm opening my eyes to like this thing now. I'm like, yo, I need to go back and let the man them know that we need to get this thing.
Bring it back to the village. You went out there, now you're bringing it back to the village. Yeah. Come on, you went out there, come back there. You see what I've just seen? Yeah, go on.
So man's seen this now, so I was like, but this is like, yo, I'm doing a tour in Texas, South by Southwest, I'm doing this, I want you to roll. So I was getting exposed to that early, but all that was still going on back there. You get what I'm saying? And in them times I was like, all right, cool. I was saying to certain man, like, you know, man was around me, Skepta was around me, everyone, I'm like, there's this thing over there. You get what I'm saying? But everybody was still doing their thing, trying to elevate. But remember, we had the radio, they would only let one man through at a time. Remember, if you look at the timeline, it'll be like, all right, cool.
Yeah, literally, that's how they do it.
Yeah.
Even now, that it still works like that to a certain
extent. But remember, we got more power with the social media and the people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it was like, let one man through the cat flap at a time. You understand what I'm saying? So I saw over the years, like Dizzy, then they let Tinchy. They kind of didn't let Wiley for time, but he was the guy that kind of felt like should have went first in that kind of aspect. But obviously, his timing, not showing up to all that other stuff comes into to play. But it was like more of a thing like, all right, cool. This thing is actually reality. You get what I'm saying? And the more that I'm going outside and I'm seeing more things, I know that one day this is just going to be like this. You get what I'm saying? It's going to... Because I'm looking at these people and I'm thinking, how do you know all of this? Like, how do you know these bars? How do you... Do you know what I'm saying? Because them times that you didn't see how music translated out like that. You know what I'm saying? There wasn't really that type of understanding. Like now you can understand the concept of Instagram because everybody has a phone and everybody has the app. But them times there, you had to have marketing, billboards, this. It's a big money, like to even get seen like that. Do you know what I'm saying? So my thing was like, yeah, you know what? Now it's reset. It's reset. And I remember like, obviously I'm doing the Dirty Stank thing, doing touring with Diz, but they had a couple other men on the label, that's Murphy Psycho, DWE was there, whatever, but I weren't really on the label, I was just more Dizzy's brethren and just rolling and making tunes and doing whatever. And I had an album, I was going to drop it on Dirty Stank, but I'm like, fam, I need to drop this album. And Wiley's like to me, yo, man could get you a deal over here at Big Dada, whatever. So I'm saying to these man, what, we're going to drop this album? And I remember this saying to me, fam, man ain't trying to stop you from getting any bread. If you want to drop that, we're still good. You get what I'm saying? So I went to Dirty Stank, I signed a deal, independent deal with them, and I dropped my album Jumanji. And I remember I was just doing that. And then them man had just made Too Many Man. So
big tune.
Yeah. And
to this day.
Yeah, I remember Skep saying to me, yo, come, bro, because we went, like, he was like, obviously I was the sound man, innit? So he's like, come and engineer the beat, innit? So I've gone up to the studio, engineering the beat, and he was just like, yo, like, why are you so, like, solo? Like, because obviously I'm just doing the album, innit? He's like, yeah, let's just connect. You get me? And then it just spawned into what it is. Yeah.
Into what the Avengers of that. You know, the Avengers.
Yeah.
Because Frisco's a madman. You know, it's all madman in that. Like, it's all bars, man, in that thing. The more I listen to it, the more, because I listen to them now, innit? Yeah. Right, let's take it to this. I'll give an example for these, man, where I knew these, man, are mad. It's a mad movement like that. Red Bull Culture Clash.
Yeah.
Who was you up against first before I go into what I saw there?
The first one, it was Diplo on one stage, and Scream and Benga, and someone else on the other stage. Man didn't even remember. That man just murked them, or someone that man murked. But Usher, they was bringing out like Usher. They flew Usher in on a private jet. All the man slapped them over.
Nah,
like
is that the one? There's one. JME come out first. I don't know if it was that one.
That's the second one when we was against ASAP Rocky.
That's the one I saw. That one was mad. Did you not win that one as well?
No, that's the second one. We didn't win that one, but I feel like they Rodigan, but they cheated.
You can't really beat slang.
They
got allowed Rodigan.
Let me break that down to you. Let me break that down to you, because I don't think people know. That was when we first got the brief. It was just Chasing Status as a group, you know, Chasing Status. Yeah. And then it was obviously Diplo, which was massive at the time. Us, and then I can't remember who the four people was. Like I really can't remember, but basically we was prepping for it. Then we got a second email, change your name, Rebel Clash, with Rodigan's name. So what's this? You get what I'm saying? But because Red Bull's such a big company, they're just trying to, well, this is what it is, whatever. We're thinking, this is a bit booky. But then man have realised, they recruited Rodigan. Because obviously it's a sound clash thing, you get me? Us man went to Jamaica and cut dubs with Ninja Man and done all sorts, you get me?
Yeah.
But for me, I'll say it how it is. Saul knows, I'll just say it as them man cheated. You get me? Because you went and got the king of sound system.
That's
you didn't win. Rodigan did. You get me? And I'll take my hats off to Rodigan. All due respect to him, and I don't feel bad losing to David Rodigan.
Bro,
you see like what you said. You see like what you said in the beginning when I said like you and Skepta was going at it. Did you lose? And you said no. I don't look at it like that because either way, that's the same thing with the culture clash, bro. You see what I saw on that one there? I didn't see the first one, but I heard about you man winning. I remember hearing it. You man won. I was like,
man clash Stone Love. Stone Love was there as well.
That's it.
And obviously my dad and uncles come on. Mashed up Stone Love, innit? So man was feeling like,
come on.
Do you get what I'm saying?
So when I saw the second one scene, and I watched it, and I was like, wow, it's Clark. I see JME come out shelling. Then I think, who come out of JME? It might have been Skepta after. Then Frisco.
Then Wiley. Then me.
Then you. And I see pair people going mad, word for word, Bob. And I said, and I knew every tune. I was like, these men have got fucking anthem bangers, brother. Like,
that's when the world started to realise that we're on a level playing field with the world. It's not. It's
mad. It was mad. It was mad.
You could see it clear. There was no like. And even them times there, I got the Merkel Man Tron suit built, the futuristic thing. You get what I'm saying with the lights and that. You get what I'm saying? So,
come on.
Man was taking it to the
It was mad. It was mad. And the thing with them as well, these men as well, there ain't really, aside from what Jammer just said there, it's not really no gimmick thing, you know. It's still mics in a deck. You see what I'm trying to say? You understand what I'm saying, innit? It's still mics in a deck. Because I just watched JME going Skepta. I'm like, right, it's mad. So you mashed up Red Bull culture clash. The whole world's recognising now at this point that you man like are onto something. What the labels are already, they must already all be jumping on you or paying mad interest to you man already. Or was it after that more so?
I feel like the labels they were just offering a blank check. Just sign what you want on it. Yeah. But man was good. Anyway, you get what I'm saying?
By then it's already.
Yeah.
Was it all clothing? Shows, all that was obviously going on already, innit?
Everything's going on. We do it ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We're independent. You know what I'm saying? So the majors only come in like that when they know that you're doing something. Like they just want in it.
Always.
They just want in. If they're not in on it, then they'll try to throw money at you to be in on it. You know what I'm saying? But me personally, I just think when it comes to majors, it's all about angling them the way that you need to angle it, not the way that they angle you.
That's right.
You understand?
Right. Say that again for them, please, Jammer. I want people to take that in when it comes to the majors.
Again, bro. You have to angle them the way you want to angle them. Don't let them angle you. You get me?
Because you're the talent. They don't know how to do what you do.
No.
You understand? They can't connect with, they can't go and make a tune and have all them people there. They can just be the conduit that gets you from in between, but then you can just do that with distribution. And now with the internet, and Instagram and Twitter and TikTok and this, that, other, there's a lot you can cut them out of because you're dealing direct to consumer more so now than ever, right? But even them times there, how were you lot connecting the dots around the country to get your stuff out there? What was the formula?
Well, the formula was just being ourselves, fam. You get me? No man didn't change nothing man have never changed anything. Man have just been their self. That's why man's still here. That's why no one can't really brush man's thing over, because no matter what goes on, man's solid. That's right. You understand what I'm saying? Man's solid. Man's been solid from the day dot. Like you said, you see me from 2002 in your sight. You get me? And I'm still here now. And no matter what's going on in the world, what's happened, what thing, man is still here because you can only represent yourself to the truest. You get me? You can only represent what you represent. You get me? And what I represent is hard work, graft, being honest, being solid. You get what I'm saying? And representing my people to the best that I can represent them. And that's what man do. And man's made everybody proud, because no matter if you don't even like me, you don't have to like me. You have to respect man. Yeah. You understand? And there's a difference. You get me? I don't want your likes. You get me? But respect my thing, because listen, there's not a lot of man that have been out here pushing for black people as much as man's been pushing for black people. You can count them on one hand. A lot of men are selfish and they're doing things for themselves. You understand? And you can see through the lineage, my thing has always been for the people. No matter what anyone wants to say, it's that. You get what I'm saying?
2002, man told the man them your producer will flop you. He tried to give man a little. So you was talking. Yeah. So you was on it from then, like giving input. or what you felt would push a thing forward. You understand?
Man never knew how you lot was gonna react, but he still said his piece, didn't he?
He said it bareface. I remember laughing because you know me already. I'm a wind up. So afterwards, I'm gunning the producer like, boy, man said you're gonna flop, man. You know.
But you know what it is.
You
Like,
know you gotta get him as well. Yeah,
you know what it is even in the industry, fam. Like, no matter what's going on, bruv, you gotta be ready for everything. Anything can happen, but as long as you know what your thing is, you're gonna remain. You understand? Anytime you shake, you get me?
Fact.
You'll shake down. You understand? And it will shake down to the point that you can't come back up. You understand what I'm saying? Right. So from you know what your thing is and what you represent and who you are, I don't think no one can really fuck with it, blood.
Truth, bro. That's how I'm sitting here now.
Yeah.
I know my lane, bro. Like I never, even them times there, like I say, I can look at all them things and laugh because to me, I wasn't really trying to do music then. So I'm just kind of popping in studio on the way from doing anything else. But I'm observant and I'm listening, I'm looking and seeing what's going on and seeing who's who. I remember you understand? And it's mad as well because you probably won't remember this, but the day I went to do my Westwood, you was coming out before me with Big Nasty. Literally, we crossed paths. Do you remember?
I remember, yeah.
We crossed paths like that. You was like, what? I was like, yeah. And we went in.
That was when you could smoke in Westwoods.
Yeah, them kind of time. See what I'm saying? That's how early doors. That's how early doors the madness was. See what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
The test of time. All right, moving on now. You've had some legendary battles, even if it's battles of words. This man even made Posty write 96 bars. Posty wrote a 96 bar caption and Posty don't even rap. 96 bars.
We say 96 lines.
Right? It was like a 96 bar caption, Brad. But like,
96,
you see what I'm saying?
96 paragraphs.
Saturn, sir. You and Wiley are always having your moments, but to me it's like brotherly bickering or brotherly poking or whatever. Whatever. There's no beef there. Let me just be clear. I'm just saying that again, it probably goes back to what I'm saying, like you'll speak your
I'm
mind.
opinionated.
That I was gonna say, but I'll let you say the word.
Yeah.
You're opinionated. Bro.
Yeah. So sometimes I don't even want to say anything. You get what I'm saying? Because sometimes your opinion can spawn into many different things. You get what I'm saying? And with me, I just speak my mind, innit? So sometimes that troubles people because you're like, right, how are you gonna say that? But yeah, I said it. You get what I'm saying? Because that's what I think and that's how I look at it. Do you get what I'm saying? And some people like, you're a troublemaker, man. But it's not that I'm a troublemaker. I'm just saying I don't think that was a right move or you didn't. What you're doing there's not seeming like it's correct. And anyone's got the right to say whatever they want to say to me. But I think like in my later years now, you don't really hear me talk.
Don't. Less.
You get what I'm saying? Yeah.
A little. Sometimes you touch, man. Who did I see? What's his JK?
Yeah.
You was giving him.
I gave him a little smoke.
A little tap.
A light tap.
But you know what it is? That's another brotherly kind of thing. Because you know what it is with me for a certain amount of time. Remember, I don't like to say, I done this or I put man on. It's not a put man on thing. But a lot of my thing is from love, innit? So, and this is not even just about JK in general. In general.
Shout out JK as well.
Big up JK, come on.
Because everything is all love.
Like, my thing is, I think like and I said it the other day, it's like some people, in our culture, people forget quick.
That's why
they like to forget very quick.
That's why we're here to remind them.
They like to have amnesia.
They do,
you get what I'm saying? Yeah. And
Selective
it's not
memory.
And I know, like in American culture, like they always do this thing where it's like, no, they have to check in and pay homage to whoever did it. I don't even want. It's not a homage thing. It's just like keep the respect levels balanced. Do you get me? But one thing I will say is like, even when I read that book, This is Grime, and I saw everybody, like everyone's chapter had a Jammer chapter in it. Jeez. You understand what I'm saying to you? You can read that book from start to end, and everybody,
because you're a pivotal part of the scene.
You know, and majority of the chapters start with me on everybody's page. Because even with Getz, like Getz will tell you, when he came out of jail, he said it in his album, his latest tune, when he came out of jail, he come to mine. And from there, the journey started. You understand what I'm saying? Because Stormin had a tune Day by Day in the Ghetto, and he was like, my brethren Reggie, when he's coming out, I need you to help him, Jammer. You get me? And that's when man linked Ghetto, and he said, I'm old school like a hat backwards. Man put him on all the freestyles, and man was kind of pushing his thing. And then there was a crew called Dancehall Mafia, which I don't know if you know Stanner Man. Yeah.
I know. I've heard Get's talking about.
Yeah, but Stanner Man's a real guy from Leighton who done his thing. You get what I'm saying? I know he had a documentary out where, you know, when he was young, he got into an incident and he busted the feds. He shot the fed.
Yeah, I saw. Yeah, carry on.
Yeah. So Stanner Man and Gets, they was in the crew which I was put into working and building, which was called Dancehall Mafia. Yeah. And that was the come up of kind of Gets his thing, and when he came out, you get what I'm saying? So for me, like, I always like think, yeah, you know what? When I read that book, I'm like, you know what? The man them know and kind of still have the love in their heart. You get me? Because if man are bitter, they won't even say certain things. You know what I'm saying to you? So it's good to know that the work and the love that man put in is reciprocated. You understand what I'm saying? Because even when Gets done that tune on his album, a lot of people called me. Because a lot of people don't know. It's nice to hear it in music as well. Sometimes it's not about talking too much. You get me? It's nice to hear it in music. And it was like, yeah, you know what, man? A lot of people say that's one of their favourite tunes on the album because it gives the timeline and
Autobiography.
The
Is that the tune you're talking about on Gets' album?
Yeah.
What's it called? Autobiography. That one.
Yes.
That's my favourite tune.
Yeah.
That's my favourite tune of the thing.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying.
Coldest tune. Carry on.
And for me, like I said, I just care about. My main thing is everybody making something for their families, innit? That's it. That's what we're here to do. We're here to feed our families. 100%. We're here to make a mark and leave a legacy, but we're here to help our families. You get what I'm saying? And we're here to leave generational wealth to the black youth that come from us. Because remember, we're only second generation from the Windrush, from when our parents come here and worked their asses off and they got lied to and told it was streets are paved with gold, and had to come here and work shit jobs just so we could eat and go to school. You get what I'm saying? And work 2-3 jobs. And our grandma, parents, you get what I'm saying? Because they came over with our grandparents. And some of our grandparents got back, but a lot of them didn't. You get me? Yeah. And a lot of our parents had to, and not still now some people are still kind of stuck in that. It's only the other day they started to give money to the people from Windrush when they tried to do them illegal scams and send everyone back home. So this is fresh still. You get me?
Very.
So when you really break it down, when you think about it, we're the first black people to actually change the face of black UK.
Yeah. Mad.
It's mad. That's why I say, no, I do, and that's why it's so important. This is why I say all these kind of conversations and the link up and it's so important because you're a big part of the lineage. You understand? Like in years to come, it has to all be documented. It's there anyway, like you said, it's in books and this, that, the other. Like it's so important. All right, I can't talk with you and not talk Lord of the Mics. So important. Like you said, big part of the culture.
Big part, bro.
We saw Wiley v. Kano. We saw one of my Skepta Devil Man, legendary. You know, them things. There's legendary. No matter what music you was in at them time, them the ones had to get a watch a lad cost.
Yeah, because that the difference
DVDs
with that
had to
was
get cut.
it's entertainment.
Yeah,
you understand?
Yeah.
Music's one thing. Entertainment is another thing. It's like boxing. Even the gal them come round to watch the boxing.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I think competitive competition is important in culture in general, no matter what you're doing. You know what I'm saying?
At that time, we never had nothing like that.
No.
Like, in terms of, you know what I mean? Being visually able to see it.
Like that was the sound clash.
Yeah, you could have
Yeah.
the tapes.
That's where
That's
what man grow on.
Yeah.
That's what man grow on. So
But I
that's
was saying
where.
is like you had the tapes and that, and like listen to radio, and you might have all the tapes and when man are on radio together spitting, but to visually see it on DVD, like you get what I'm saying? It was pioneering, like it was legendary. You get what I'm saying? Like, you never had that.
It's kind of self-explanatory, but you tell us how that came about.
That literally came around from basically I was literally the man with a camera that filmed everything, right? So I just used to have footage of things, whatever was going on. One day my brother was having a cussing match. I was there, Crazy Titch was there, a couple other men, and Crazy Titch was like, yeah.
Shout out Crazy Titch.
Yeah, he was like, what, you man got one whip between 10 men. And then I was like, well, shut up, man. Whatever, like, and then we was having a cussing match. He was at the top of the stairs at the basement. I was at the bottom. And we was cussing each other, yeah, like old school cussing match style. And then I said to my brother, grab the camera. And I filmed it. I said to him, film it. You get me? So man was watching back this cussing match, yeah? And I was thinking, there's something in this. And I was like, At these times, my phone must have rang. But before my phone rang, imagine, I was saying to Kano, because remember, man just took Kano in at this time. I was saying to Kano, what, you want to clash? What, if I could get Wiley to clash you, would you clash him? You get me? He was like, yeah, I'll clash him. This time Wiley is the big man. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So Wiley was in America with Damon Dash. So he's phoned me. He's like, yo, I just met Damon Dash. I gave him a CD. Like, he knows about our thing. Like, he's gassed, yeah? He's like, I'm coming back tomorrow. I said, all right, cool. He said, I'm coming to the yard as soon as I land off the plane. So I said, all right, cool. So he's come to the yard, yeah? As soon as he come to the yard, yeah? I whipped out the camera. I said, what? I said, what? Will you clash Kane? And he said, yeah. So he's like, I was like, what now? He said, yeah. I said, all right, cool. He said, all right, cool. Grab some CDs from my boot for me, innit? Because he just come back from States. He wanted to give me some music that he collected or whatever. So I went to the car. I remember driving it Alfa Romeo. I opened the boot. And I grabbed a couple of CDs, come back in the house. He's like, no, not these CDs. He said, I'll be back in a second. When he said, I'll be back in a second, I thought he was gone. I thought he was going to, because that's what Wiley's thing. He will say, I'll be back in a minute. You won't see him again for another 3 months, innit? So he's gone outside, innit? I was sitting there thinking, this guy's going to cut out, yeah. He came back in with CDs and a notepad. I said, yeah, it's going down.
Yeah.
So he was like, what, we're going downstairs now? What, like, he was just on crud, you get what I'm saying? So we went down there and I filmed it and I thought, you know what, instead of having him at the top of the stairs, bring him down, put them at the same spot, bam, that was it, fam.
Sick.
Game changer. And a lot of people don't know that Kano and Wiley clash. At the back of the steps, if you look at Esco was there, and if you look behind Esco, in the corner, Skepta was sitting there, reading the whole clash. You get me? And then after that clash, he was like, yeah, I want to do the next series. And then that's when we patterned up Skepta and Devilman. But it's like, it's the grime scene was a therapy. It was a school of therapy for your pain to kind of just express yourself. And then obviously after therapy, after a little while, you're meant to get better, innit? You're meant to become a man. You're meant to, overcome things and then become a better person. You get me? Some man don't come out of it. Some man do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, come on.
And that's what it was, man. It was like a brotherhood, and it still is. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people be like, oh yeah, like what happened? What's happening with grime? This, like, grime is today. Grime is not
just evolved.
a music.
Yeah, it's evolved.
It's still there though.
It's not a music. It's not like a BPM or a sound or anything. It's a culture. It's the way you talk. It's the way you think. It's the way you wear your hat. It's the way like like it's your swags. Like it's everything about it. So it's all traditional and inspiration and growth. So anything that you see happening now, it couldn't happen that easy without the kicking of the hinges from all of that.
Yeah, 100%.
Who's your top 5 MCs, grime MCs? 5's good, he's great.
Top 5. DWE is that my number 1. If you're coming talking about MCs, he's just the greatest MC of all time.
Shut down.
Undeniably, just unique, and unapologetic. You get what I'm saying? It's just his thing. I'd put Skepta in there. I think Skepta at number 2. I'll put Wiley at number 3. Yeah, I'm talking about lyricists. And I feel like Skepta wrote, even though Wiley won an Ivor's award after, Skepta won one before. But when I'm talking about writing songs that translate to all different demographics of people, I think Skep's there. The reason why I put D Double at number 1 is because I just feel that his style is unorthodox, and it can't, you know, it's just nothing like it. You know what I mean? Skep, I'll put him there because of songwriting and how his music translated across the world. Wiley, just because he kind of created that dynamic of MCing, but I think that kind of people could progress that and turn it into something else from that blueprint. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. Then 4. Oh, Dizzy Rascal. And then 5, Kane. But that's my top 5. I wouldn't even say in that order.
No
because
particular.
It's no particular order. It can be very, it can shuffle around.
But if you know from that era, and you understand, even when you putting Dizzy in there, I think a lot of people don't understand how Dizzy changed the game, even with his style at the time when he was on radio, because Dizzy was a beast. And I think a lot of the new generation don't understand how hard Dizzy was. Like when Dizzy come in, he's got bars from, you know, and his style was mad. So I get why you put him in there. You get me? But a lot of people, this new generation might not get it. But maybe some of the people that watch the show will understand.
He's got the Bible, the Grime Bible album. If you want to talk about, if you was gonna go across the world and ask somebody what, like someone said, what is Grime? Give them Boy in the Corner.
Yeah.
Like, that is what that is. You know what I'm saying? But he just packaged it up before anybody else did.
Yeah.
You know, and kind of sold it to the world before anybody else did. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, there's more. Obviously, if I didn't mention no one, you're still in my tops. You get what I'm saying? But if I had to pick 5, I would say those people because of how they impacted it in the beginning. You understand what I'm saying? It's how they impacted it. You know.
I understand.
Yeah, so, man get it because you were there from the start.
The man was there from
early, and the man that you picked, man, under fully get
it.
Bro.
Who do you listen to now?
I listen to jazz.
Yeah.
I listen to jazz. Like, I listen to all music, innit? But right now, a lot of the music I listen to is like not what anybody would think I listen to. I listen to old school 80s, 90s music. Man, listen to a little Brian Harvey and that here and there. You get me? Man's got vibes.
Brian Harvey thing.
Yeah. Man will listen to everything because man's a musician. Yeah, eclectic. Man, listen to music, but I still love all the like younger lot. Like I listen to like Digger D as well. Like I like Central C's music. I like Wizkid. You get what I'm saying? I still listen to everything else was happening, but on my day-to-day vibes of what I'm holding right now, I just listen to jazz.
But I'm a great believer in sometimes, see, like you said, Grime's a lifestyle, Grime's a this, that. I say this as well, a thing where I say sometimes it's too close to your reality, so you need some escape in your music. Sometimes you don't want to listen to the same music that you're living on a day-to-day or what you've been living, so you might want to just zone out, listen to some jazz, listen to something else. I do that as well.
Well, I'm a producer. You get me? Initially first. Even that's why, even like my new show that I've created, Top Producer.
We're gonna talk about.
Yeah, that's what kind of my main thing is now. Like, kind of bringing the musical element to the forefront, and it like bringing producers to the forefront, bringing the music to the forefront. Because I think the having people like producers, they listen to everything. They listen to much more than your average music head. Do you understand? So. Me, I think that's why I'm kind of like a bit different when it comes to my style, like my music, like how I move, how I draw everything, because I'm not coming from just like one dimension. You get what I'm saying? It's coming from a multifaceted, multi-layered dimension. You understand?
So tell me about the show now, Top Producer. Tell us more about that.
Top Producers, a show is for the producers, by the producers, and it's basically a free task, 3 rounds with a task in each round, which we give the producers beat pack, sample, and then the reference, right? And then each round I have a co-host which we like judge each beat on. 4 episodes, 1 person wins each episode. Those 4 people from each episode that win go to the finals, which we have in a studio set up, and they go head to head live on the spot, and they have to make beats from tasks there and then in front of a small studio audience, and then my kind of guests, celebrity guests, or brethren that I have inside the studio to kind of help me judge what's going on. And I feel like, I needed to do that because, like I said, without the producers, nothing would be going on. We wouldn't even have a podcast. We wouldn't have nothing to say on it because we're talking a lot about music. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we talk about life situations, but a lot of this comes from the ground basis of a producer because he lays the bed for everything to live on top of. You know what I'm saying?
Any kind of genre of music that the producer can produce.
Everything.
So it's not just a grind.
No. Because I'll tell you something about that as well. Man just had to be patriotic to Grime because they weren't letting man in. Garage wasn't really letting man in. The jungle man weren't really letting man in. A lot of the hip hop, other than Kalashnikov, a lot of man didn't really want to let man into the thing. You get me? So man had to try and do this thing and this is our thing until it popped. And then also the media's just like, oh, well, that's you, man. Boxed off.
Yeah.
But really, man are musicians. Like you said, man's been around from early man rap.
You was on a different. You weren't just that. You understand? You was on the next thing. And growing up, Rastafarian asshole. You're hearing all kind of. You're not.
Yeah. It's all different influences, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, like, my thing is like, even now, see what man's about to do this year. Everyone's fucked.
Yeah.
Straight. It's about to be a mazza, like, and not that, no disrespect to anyone. Man, know man's thing. Man's got a lot of different projects that have been built, platforms for youth, but also man's making the music. Man's got projects. Me and Pitt got something in the wings. You get me? And I've got something in the wings. I've got another album in the wings. You know, so don't think that, man. The work rate. That's another thing. Work rate. You get what I'm saying? Talking about 20 years work rate.
You said it. I was about to say it.
Yeah. So
20 years. That's no joke thing.
And still current.
And also, I'm about to do more than I've ever done. Yeah, that's zero cap.
Yeah.
Like, cause man's, look, if man done that on 60%, I'm 180% right now. You get me? Man, you see me, man don't drink.
I see where you're
got my water.
Man, the water.
Like,
you know what's mad? I didn't even buy no water for man car. I thought man was gonna juice it down with man.
Listen,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
see what? Man's been to every party. Man's seen everything, every gal, every rave, everything, every jet, every hotel room, everything. Man don't need to see anything. Man just need to focus on the win, and the win is being healthy. You get what I'm saying? Being focused, loving your family, being respectable, having honor, being loyal.
You're talking my language.
You get what I'm saying?
Keep going.
And just building with your people that love you. You get what I'm saying? That actually got your back, not on some fake thing. You get what I'm saying? So, and to know that and see that, you have to be clear, you have to have a clarity. You understand? And that's what man's dealing with right now. Clarity, strength, zero shakiness. You get what I'm saying? And that's what it is.
That's what it is. What a great way to bring it to a close. And it's mad as I'm listening to you talk. It's mad for me to think like, rah, that was 20 years ago, fam.
Yeah.
20 years, fam. It's mad, like.
Yeah.
But it's a blessing. It's a big blessing. 2 decades. You understand? Since we crossed paths.
Listen, some man drop out after 4 years.
Some man drop out after 4 months.
After 4 days. Some man can't survive a week.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
And I'm telling you this, anyone that's sitting down in their yard that feels like, rah, this is the end, this is my end. No, it's not. It's your beginning. You get me? As soon as I get to a dead end, I look for a new light. When you're in the dark, anywhere, the only thing that you need to look for is that one beam of light. You get me? And when you see it, grab onto it, because you're gonna win. You get me? You're gonna win. I believe in that. You get me? I believe in winners. I only deal with winners.
And that's why you're on this platform right here.
Trust me.
Winners talking. We're going to wrap it up. That's a great way to end it. Great way to end it. It's another one. We've had Jammer in the building.
Come on.
Salute.
Yes.
Salute.
Solid.